Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Hi there. Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. Love the topic today. 5 lessons on how to be successful in college. Let's do this thing. It's going to be fun today. I know college can be life-changing, to say the least, but college is also really expensive, to say the least as well. So if you're going to make that investment, or maybe you're already in the middle of it, you need to be successful. Too often I hear horror stories from readers who spent a lot of money, buried themselves in a lot of student loan debt, and have failed to realize any gains from their college education. That's heartbreaking to read and hear. The hard part is, nobody really tells you what it takes to be successful in college. Is it about getting straight A's? Is it networking? Is it about getting a fantastic job after you graduate? Today, I'm going to share with you some personal thoughts on what it takes to be successful in college, as well as leveraging some thoughts from experts who've been there. Number 1, college isn't the time to find yourself. So there used to be a saying that went, go to college to find yourself. That's BS. College is way too expensive to waste time finding yourself. One of my favorite quotes comes from Steve Jobs when he gave his famous commencement speech at Stanford. I naively chose a college that was almost as expensive as Stanford, and all of my working-class parents' savings were being spent on my college tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. And here I was, spending all of the money my parents had saved their entire life. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The minute I dropped out, I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked interesting. End quote. If you don't know what you want to do with your life, don't go to college yet. You can always start college at any time you choose. Trust me, colleges will always be willing to take your money. Why not work for a year, travel, be an intern? Just get some life experiences, try some things out, know what you like, what you hate, what you're passionate about. On the flip side, to be successful in college, you have to have self-direction. You have to know what you want, why you're doing it, and what you're going to get out of it. J.D. Roth from Get Rich Slowly says, the number 1 thing that leads to success in college is self-direction, being proactive. So, if you want to be successful in college, have a purpose for going, have direction, and own it. Here's number 2 of the 5. You need a clear path to ROI. When you're going to college, thinking about the return on investment is usually not very high up on the priority list. However, it definitely needs to be. When you invest money in anything, real estate, stocks, a business, you expect a return on your investment. Paying for college is no different. If you're going to invest $50,000 or more, you should at least see a clear path to recouping your investment. And more. I've talked in depth about calculating your college ROI before, but still too many people fail to do it. Ashley says this, quote, when I applied for student loans, I did my best to get as much as possible. Even if I didn't need the additional funds, I would use them anyways. I had no concept of the amount of money I was spending until my senior year when I realized this may have some extreme financial consequences. I also didn't realize you could apply for scholarships. End quote. I'm a firm believer in the idea that you should never borrow more than you expect to make in your first year after graduation. If you want to be a teacher, that's great. We love you. We need more good teachers. But don't borrow more than $35,000 or $40,000 that you might earn as a teacher. If you want to be an engineer, you might be able to borrow upwards of $60,000, as you could reasonably expect to earn that depending on what you want to do. The bottom line is, there is a clear path to ROI. You just need to find it and not simply go to a school because you like it. Here's number 3 of the 5. You need to get organized. The habits you set up for yourself in college can make or break your life and career after college. Now is the time to set up solid time management and organizational strategies to help you manage your college life and your career beyond. I'm a huge fan of using Google Calendar to organize my life. Aaron from Personal Finance for Beginners did the same. He says this, quote, I relied heavily on 2 things, Google Calendar and the syllabus for each class. At the beginning of each semester, I would add each class period, assignment, test, quiz, and project to my calendar. This made it easy to look in one place to see what was coming up. It allowed me to take full-time classes year-round, work 25 hours a week, help run 2 student organizations, and do occasional part-time consulting work on the side. End quote. If you can get organized while in college, you will save yourself a painful learning curve when you do start working. Number 4, it's a great idea to work during college. One of the best things you can do is work during college. A few years ago, I wrote an article for Forbes where I surveyed some employers about what mattered most. The 2 key traits that employers most cared about were communication skills and problem-solving skills. And they consistently said that graduates who worked during college had the best skill sets. I completely agree with this assessment. When I would hire recent graduates, there was a huge difference in the communication ability of candidates who worked during college versus those that didn't. Those that worked could communicate much better in a business environment. Individuals who worked during college also have the potential to earn more after graduation, at least in their first job. Being able to show the work history and experience can usually lead to more pay. I know that I would routinely see recent graduates with work experience start about $3,000 higher than those without work experience. And here's the 5th and final lesson. Start a side hustle. I'm a huge fan on building a side hustle. Starting a business that you can leverage to make your own money is empowering and educational. The great thing about college is that you usually have more free time than you'll get when you graduate. Leverage that free time to create something meaningful. Jim from Wallet Hacks describes his side hustle. When I was in college, I went the side business route by learning how to sell things on eBay, building software that helped me scrape eBay listings to find what to buy and sell, and then even selling the software itself to researchers so they could do the same. End quote. It's funny. I did a very similar side hustle in college. I was regularly buying items to resell on eBay and Amazon and was earning about $2,000 a month doing it. It was a great side gig to earn extra money in my spare time. Here's some final thoughts. When you're going into college, it can be overwhelming thinking about the future. You're just trying to get settled in your dorm room, get into your classes, figure out your schedule, and make new friends. But it's so important to consider what it means to be successful in college. There's a huge overlap between money, educational success, and career success. In college, they are closely related, and you need to weigh all the factors that will contribute to a lifetime of success. The last thing you want to do is to be burdened financially because of poor decisions or simply uneducated decisions you made in college. Trust me. And those are the 5 lessons on how to be successful in college. I hope it was helpful beyond anything else. And please, if you need any help, any resources, anything at all, you can always find us at thecollegeinvestor.com. You can even read this article, save it, print it out, hang it up somewhere. You can just search for 5 lessons on how to be successful in college, the title of this podcast. Copy, paste in thecollegeinvestor.com, and you'll find it. We just want to be helpful. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.